Okay, that's not a good way to start it, but I'm calm. Asa's even more calm than I am.
I'm totally
He's
calm.
totally calm.
I am the most calm that there ever was.
And welcome back to Roll for Mischief. You're hanging out with your favorite nerds on a Tuesday, and we're continuing our story called Trust Falls. This episode at least is called Trust Falls. And I
Yeah.
feel like we're working a lot better together. Just
And
wanted
none of
to.
us have actually fallen.
That's true. That's true.
It's the trust falls like the office, the stupid office.
Yeah, like that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the trust
Yeah,
building
yeah.
exercise.
Yeah, the trust
That's the
building exercise.
metaphor. It's the
Yeah,
metaphor
yeah.
that's going on. So yeah, before we kick back in, just wanted to restate that we have a Discord channel, and if y'all want to connect with us outside of the stream, we'd love for you to hop on, search for Roll for Mischief. You can hop on our general channel, and we can get chatting if you have any questions or comments or anything that you'd like to ask.
If you have any answers to questions that we might ask, I mean,
That too.
yeah. We have our Patreon set up. You can get on there. I think we've got it at a 3-tier right now.
Yeah, we have 3 tiers.
Yeah, offering just getting to know us a little bit better. With through the tiers and through some secret videos.
Secret.
Oh, we don't talk about those. They're secret.
You gotta be a
I mean,
patron to
Yeah,
know
you
about
gotta,
them.
man, you gotta pay for it. Sorry. No, yeah,
Kind of like
go,
Talk Machina After Dark. Just pay money and you'll get to see that, right?
go check out our Patreon. I believe it's just under Roll for Mischief at Patreon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check it out, and we appreciate any donations. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks
Thank
for being
you.
part of this stream. A special thanks to Fraginator, because that's the name I see in chat right now.
Fair enough. All right, so I guess we can kick back in. When we last left our characters, they were chasing after the giant monster things that seemed to be the subject of the second trial, and the characters are booking it back to the sanctuary area where the altar is. They have secured the Pearl of Divinity of Ind, and so we're marching, more like running, trotting, however you want to say. We're going down the path. We may or may not see these crazy monsters that we didn't manage to kill. We'll find out what happens.
Okay. So you guys are trotting.
Nice, Asa.
So this is what's going to end up happening is that you are going to see. We're going to be doing a series of perception checks, because you guys are on the lookout for these nasty creatures that you don't know where they're at. So, and you guys will be rolling, and whether or not anything happens, I will be rolling. So that way you don't know when anything's coming.
I do think I'm in the midst of rolling a stealth check right now.
Because you're hiding behind your mug?
Because I'm hiding behind myself.
So, go ahead and give me the first round of perception checks.
Are these perception checks at a disadvantage because we're not moving slowly?
I thought about it. You guys are moving at a trot, not a run.
That's what I said. A trot.
And therefore, yes, it is very Sam Riegel of him. Therefore, I'm not going to give you disadvantage.
Sick.
Because it is a trot. So you are going slow enough that so you can purposefully keep an eye out.
Okay. I have a 13.
13.
I have a 0 because I'm going to opt out of any perception checks, as I've already described what Eridu
Right, yes.
is doing.
Typical.
Got you beat. I rolled a 12, I get a +4. I got 16.
Ooh. Like, legitimately got me beat. Okay.
Hold on one second. Let me look at my...
I might whisper back to the back rank. Well, I mean, I can't whisper because you're a little farther away. but I'll definitely lock eyes with On, and I'll like do a little head nod over to Eridu, and I'll just say like, keep an eye on him, okay?
I will do. He seems to be quite preoccupied, but he's keeping pace.
Eigner knows all too well that seduction, that pearl of divinity seduction, dude. It's heavy.
None of you see or hear anything for the first 15 minutes. It's moved back down to eerily quiet. The only thing that you guys hear is your less than silent footfalls. You do not see anything.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So,
forge ahead.
go ahead and give me another one.
Forge ahead. Ugh. I have a 12. I'm getting steadily less perceptive as we go on.
I got a 7. Very much less perceptive.
Much less perceptive.
To be fair, in that moment, Eridu started chanting under his breath, and On was not quite sure what was happening there, and put most of his focus into that rather than, watching out for him. And then Eridu locked eyes with On for a minute and was like, I'm okay. I've suddenly forgotten my own voice, but I'm okay. It's okay, On. Things are better now.
Okay. In a flash, because just everybody for a second kind of starting to get a little too tense in the moment. Lost, like they started to get a little too narrowly focused. Like instead of trying to keep an overall look, everybody started focusing on every individual sound.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the creatures bursts out of the woods and takes a swipe at On, and then bursts back into the woods.
Bummer.
So,
I'm sorry, On. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hold on, let me see.
I blame you!
Oh, and you take 12 points of damage.
This is oh, come on, you healed up. You healed up. You're okay, right? You're not down. You
That's true, but that like undoes all of that healing.
It's a good thing that you got the healing.
It's a good thing you got the healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Okay. So in that, there's that crash, like the creature popped in and it crashed out and hit the ground and slammed On with his claws, and On, of course, like yelps very loudly because that was a very painful situation and frightening, if not as well. So, and then again it disappears, and so Alton.
No, we're going to treat this like the snake bite. I'm just not going to say anything. No, I will yelp out this time. I'm learning.
Yeah, you're learning. You're learning. Alton turns around and sees your obvious pain, and goes up and touches you and heals you.
I was going to say
for bad touch.
No, the healing touch is a good touch, obviously. Come on, guys.
For that's weird. Did I heal any of you guys in the combat?
No, you healed. You healed during the last encounter. You healed.
Okay, then I must have accidentally. Oh no, I did that. That's why. Oh shoot. I forgot. Okay, so Alton is actually paying his attention. He is aware of one of the creatures the whole time because he has Hunter's mark on him. I forgot that I had done that. So the reason why he lost focus is because he's been tracking
The other one.
the other one. Yeah.
Okay, so we got On got hit by the one that was not being tracked by Alton. So
Correct.
if we're in this realm of people being able to take like an immediate action, like to do
Well,
whatever,
it's a surprise attack. Yeah.
it's a surprise attack. Well, Eigner is just going to leap back to On's side as quickly as he can.
Yeah. Okay. So so now everybody's, because Alton's staying back there as well. Everybody is staying back. You healed 10 hit points on.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I got I rolled an 8 for damage and a 6 for health. So and both have a +4 modifiers. So yeah, you're almost there. So are you guys going to continue at pace, or are you going to slow down?
Oh no, we're gonna destroy this thing in the woods, dude. We're gonna flush that thing out.
Okay.
I am going to keep going. I'll slow down. Do what you need to do. I'll stay within peripheral sight.
Okay.
Okay, so you're now paying attention to the surroundings because On just took a major hit.
Oh
or you
yeah.
kind of
Oh
only
yeah.
half paying
No, we've stopped.
No, I'm talking about-
entirely.
Yeah. I'm half paying attention in the form of I will be paying attention enough to preserve myself if danger comes. Which essentially means I'm going to be using all of my actions for the dodge maneuver.
Okay, so you're okay. I see what you're saying.
So I'm
and
useless
then
in combat, but I will be trying to keep myself safe.
right, and you're gonna, because you're not fully paying attention, you'll be taking disadvantage in perception checks.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So, it is okay. So, since you guys are continuing to keep pace, give me another 15 minutes.
Oh
or give me another set of rolls.
no. We've stopped.
Oh, you're stopping.
We're stopping
Yeah,
entirely
they're
because
gonna
this
flush
thing,
out the creature.
as far as we know, this thing is in the bush,
Correct.
and we want to destroy it or incapacitate it or
Okay.
something.
So, are you guys, the four of you? Alton is taking one side, obviously. Eigner, you're taking another side. Eridu,
I'm taking the side where the creature lashed out
On.
from.
Are you guys surrounding On?
We're surrounding On, and I'm on that side where the creature came from.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. So, everybody give me another perception check.
Ugh. I can't perceive shit, dude.
Oh, yes.
Can't
18.
perceive shit.
Okay, 18 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mine
You
is
guys are now-
actually higher.
Huh?
Mine's actually higher with disadvantage. I got a 20.
Nice.
It took me forever to roll my second dice. My first one was a 19, and then I just my dice kept rolling everywhere else, and one roll off the table, and I'm like, shit, all right, new dice time. And I got
Right.
it. So, yeah.
Okay, so you have which one
The guy not paying attention
so
is actually missing more.
Alton is transfixed on the one, so he's doing a good job now of he's keeping track of it. He's like, you guys can know wherever he's looking is where it's at. However, because you guys are stopped and you're no longer moving around, you hear a errant branch break, and it doesn't sound like it sounds like it was an accident, like it was trying to not hit it, and then it hit a very, very thick branch and crashed through it. It is coming off from the south of you.
Light it up.
So I'm hearing this, right? Or me and
everyone is
okay.
hearing this.
Okay.
Like crap. So that one tumbles out into the road again, hoping for another free shot at on, but this time everybody sees. The three of you see it. Alton doesn't because he's paying attention to the other one.
Mhm.
So, what was your roll, Eridu?
20.
No,
Like,
I mean,
oh,
Oh, it was only 8. But if it's out in the open, I see it. You know?
okay, right, but it's a matter of whether you see it coming in. But because Onn and Eridu got a much better roll, that's a good enough overall.
Yeah.
So you guys hear it, and it comes out. It is not getting a surprise round, but it is going to take a swipe at you, Eigner.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Well, he can't take a swipe at On currently because you guys are all literally surrounding
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
I would make it very hard for him. You see what I mean? He'd be sleeping with the fishes, see?
okay. And hold on. What is he? Okay. Okay, so he comes in and he also uses claw. Comes in and takes a swipe, and you take. I'm sorry, I'm doing my math is super stupid and weird.
Mm-hmm.
10 points of damage.
Okay.
It looks like he only got a gleaming or a glancing strike on you,
Mm-hmm.
but he hit hard when he got the glancing strike.
Word.
So it could have been a lot worse for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll do my best to shrug it off and just be like, it's just a flesh wound.
Okay.
You know?
And in that case, he's going to try to bounce back out. So you have a
Opportunity
reaction.
attack.
Okay.
Opportunity attack
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes! Natural 19 means 26
Okay.
against his AC. That is going to be 8 damage, magical snicker snack damage. And since I have the sentinel feat, that homie stops in his tracks.
That he does.
He
And-
stops, dude.
Yeah. So, and what you do is he hits you, and as he turns around to run, because he's still quick, you stick your sword down in his leg, and just slam it, and it stops him from moving.
Hell yeah.
In the moment, and he just cries out in this like bestial rage.
Who's the powerful one now?
Yeah. It is. We're gonna have to do. We're gonna keep the same
Initiative from last time?
initiative
That's fair.
from last time. Yeah.
I would
I'm just-
probably roll the same thing, to be honest. I'd probably roll 1 and then subtract 1 and then get 0. You know, that's probably what
Well,
would
it's gonna
happen.
benefit you guys anyway because
Yeah.
On goes next.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to spend my bonus action using all 5 of my sorcery points to get back 1 third-level spell slot.
Okay.
I am then going to make sure that I am behind Eigner,
You
or
are.
next to him.
You are in the middle of everyone, so you're fine.
Sweet. And then I'll just sort of like pop out another Chaos Bolt and back behind Eigner.
Okay.
That's pretty sneaky. I like that a lot. Pew pew!
21.
Yeah, you hit. Go ahead and do your thing.
Pew 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 pew!
Ooh. I got a 6 and a 7. Well, you know what? Last time
Psychic damage worked really well.
it did. Poison damage is 6.
Psychic. Do it.
Psychic.
Go psychic, yeah.
All right. I'll lead around. Do the psychic damage. So that's a 6, a 7, another 6. So that's 12. That's 9. So that's 21. 7, 28. 28 damage.
Woo!
That's not bad.
Whoa, okay.
You guys have both outdamaged me all day today.
Uh-huh.
I haven't done shit.
It's okay. Eridu's more interesting as a character, let's be honest.
Yeah, if
okay.
nobody wants to watch him in combat. You just want to watch. Because I got a pretty mouth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. So
Hmm.
what
I can take it
happens?
there. It's my mouth.
On, how do you want to do this?
Gavel.
Yeah, gavel. On, how do you want to do this?
Yeah, so turning away from the thing with my back to Eigner, hearing it bust out the trees, I'll spin around from behind Eigner, throw out my hands, and as I gather the magical energies to fuel this extra powerful spell, knowing that it's going to expend me of a lot of my energies, I'll just send out this searing thought of wound me, wound my friends. Your life is ended.
Whoa.
So as you gather this, like this is a like almost like a Dragon Ball Z thing where you just like,
Yeah.
and it just gets bigger and bigger, and like your Chaos Bolt actually grows like in the center of your hands, like just unconnected, but like actually like where most of the time a Chaos Bolt's like kind of just like as soon as you cast it, like that's when it actually appears, is when you cast it. It actually grows before you actually finish casting it. You just the pure raw energy of you expending so much of yourself into it actually starts to manifest it through your mind. And it just grows into this ball, and you just, with this pure, raw rage, you send a Chaos Bolt, and it comes and it swings around and it slams into it, and it actually hits its neck and at an angle where it both decapitates it and blows out the head on the other side.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a doozy.
Eigner
will take what?
I would take my hat off to you, but I didn't know what one.
Yeah. Eigner will take his sword out of the leg, and he'll look back at Onn with a face of like genuine. It's a complicated mixture of emotions on his face, and I'm not sure Onn has the ability to actually read it at all because he's so bad at social cues, honestly. But Eigner has a face of joy and like wonderment and just pure shock as well. And he says something like, "Onn, I had no idea you were capable of that."
I'm going to let the anger sort of drain away for a moment, and then when I realize that I am feeling such an emotion, I'll quickly on my shoulders and just cock one eyebrow. Seems we are surprising each other.
All the time, my friend. All the time. We can't wait.
It suddenly becomes apparent to me why I'm the one carrying this orb. I do feel that if we were trading positions right now, on you might have just destroyed all of us.
Entirely possible.
So it is now Eigner Bosh's turn. How are you going? What's your next move?
Where is Alton in relation to me?
Alton is on the other side of. So Alton is on the other side from you. He's on the north side from you.
But he's like within. He can hear me if I talk.
You guys are literally like in a plus.
Oh, okay. So we're just right next to each other. Okay. I will say, Alton, do you have a heading on the other one?
And he's looking, and all of a sudden he starts to point, and he's kind of starts pointing at that like northwest, and just it's kind of snaking through.
Forward. And I will just
Okay.
start running in that direction that he pointed, kind of following the path.
Okay, so then yeah, you guys start entering into the woods, and he's now he's taking a lead, and he's kind of using that to be able to track it, and then all of a sudden in the middle of it, you guys, like, all of a sudden there is a it crashes out and it jumps in front of you guys. Alton, of course, having been able to track it, it does not get a surprise attack round, but it is in front of Alton, not in front of you.
Okay.
So,
Well, are we all going to roll initiative at the same time, or are we going to
Same-
use
same initiative.
Okay, that's fine.
yeah. So it is still your turn.
Oh, it's
you
still
are on.
still my turn. Well, in that case, I will charge right up in front of it. If there's any space between it and Alton, I will get in front of Alton. But if there's not any space, then I'll just be adjacent to Alton and the creature.
It is. Hold on, let me. Here we go. And there we go. Okay, so then you are gonna move this way. You're gonna move in between them.
Yeah, if I
Okay.
can get in between Alton and the creature, I'll do that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so you are in between. He's still another 5 feet in front of you.
Yeah, that's the idea. Okay, so
Right.
trip attack
no,
has a move.
or should I say 10 feet in front of you? He's not like immediately in front of you. He's like 10 feet away from you. So there's
So
still a gap in between the two of you.
even though I've used all my 30 feet movement,
You have not used all your 30 feet.
Well,
You have used
that's what I'm trying to
you-
do. Is I'm trying
Okay.
to use my movement to get in front of the creature. And
Okay, so then
in
yeah,
between
now
him and
you
Alton.
are okay. Now because you just said in between you. That's why I was like.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna get within melee range and I'm gonna attack this bitch.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit its AC?
No.
All right, then my second attack. Oh yeah, 26 to AC.
Okay, yeah, it hits.
I will use my last superiority die, and that will be. Let me tell you that it's going to be a wisdom saving throw. Oh, I've been telling you the wrong number for the DCs, but that's fine. Wisdom saving throw DC 14. If he fails, this is the goading attack, so he'll take disadvantage on every target other than me
Gotcha.
for a round. And then that's also 15 snicker snack magical damage, yo.
15, you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he fail the wisdom saving throw?
You don't know.
Okay. All right, and
Because
then
that's not a type of attack that would be a easily available to know
sure.
attack. Like, it's one thing if you trip him, or if you were to frighten him, I could give you a physical description. You do
Okay.
not currently know yet whether or not
Okay.
that would affect him.
Word.
But he is currently focused on you because you just smacked him in the face. I'll give you
Word. Well, that's
for
not all.
definitely for sure.
That's
Yeah,
not all.
okay.
I'm going to use my bonus action to try and shove him or knock him prone or something with my shield.
Okay.
That's only a 15 on my athletics check.
Okay. 15, you said?
15.
Success. You
Can I
You
knock
got
him
him.
prone? Is that fine? Otherwise, I'll shove him back 5 feet.
Is that what's the ruling? What is the rules on that? I don't know the rules on
It
that
just
one.
kind of says you can do a shove. You know,
Then yeah, just a shove.
to shove
yeah.
a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield, and I wasn't sure if shove was like.
No,
part of,
because
like,
shove with
knocking
down
prone.
would be that's a lot of
Yeah.
downward forward.
For sure.
Like so, no, it's more of a this.
All right, so I shove him back 5 feet. Pah!
Okay. So you shove him back 5 feet, and it doesn't do any damage other than that.
No. Yeah, just does
Okay.
that.
Okay. And so then it is now Alton's turn. So what Alton does is having seen you go in there, and even though the creature is focused on you and enraged, but it's in that dying creature kind of rage, like that. It is just lashing out, kind of thing. It knows it's suddenly lost this fight. It lost its elements of surprise. It is going to take whatever it can down with it. So
Is
as that's happening, Alton.
whose turn is it?
Alton.
It's Alton's turn.
Can I step in?
Can you
'Cause
step in?
I didn't roll initiative in this combat at all because I've already made it clear to you that I'm not fighting. But can I step in and have a turn?
No, because we haven't reached your turn yet.
I didn't roll initiative in this combat at all.
We kept the same initiative from before.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
So, okay, and okay. So Alton goes in, and Alton is going to actually, yeah, I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna let you. I wasn't by actual initiative order. I wasn't going to, but I'm gonna let you have it. So go ahead and go.
I'm trying to remember if I stated whether or not I brought my sword. I know it's here, but I'm trying
No,
to...
you said that you did not.
Okay, so I left it at the altar. That's what I thought. All right, because that's what we last talked about. That was at the altar. All
Yeah.
right, but I'm still not wearing my robe. I'm just wearing my, pants. And
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna transfer the orb to one hand and kind of hold it out towards the creature, but like not like an offering way, but just like in revealing it to this creature way. And then I'm gonna lock eyes with it and say, "This is the time that you should run if you truly have any desire for your own life."
That's it. That's your turn.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Oh well, that
Give him
didn't.
a chance to flee.
That's not a turn. That's a. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I'll ready an action in that if he does not choose to run, I'm going to hurl this orb right into his face.
Whoa.
Okay, well you're after him anyway, so that wouldn't really. So that's just kind of
That's me readying an action for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. So then we're just going to keep the same Alton thing that was going on, but just kind of before Alton has a chance to react, you step in and say that.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening then is, okay. So as he's doing that, he focuses attention, starts to focus his attention on you, because he's obviously cognizant of what you're saying. Again, this is not a dumb creature. They seem very intelligent.
Yeah, well, for sure. That's why I'm trying to reason with it. I'm trying to give it the opportunity to continue to be an intelligent living creature.
Right. But because this is kind of happening, like kind of in the space in between your time, between Eigner's turn and Alton's turn, there's not a lot of time for Alton to adjust his trajectory. So what he ends up doing is he slips through Eigner's legs and stands right in front of it and tries to pierce the creature, and the creature slams down the sword, and then Alton goes back to try to slash at it, and he grabs it really quick, and in that moment where Alton's arm is grabbed, he smiles and says, "You shouldn't have done that," and jams his sword up into the bottom of the creature's neck, and it pierces out the top of its head, and he just slides it down and cuts out the bone, and as the creature goes down, the head splits open a little bit and face first into the ground.
I'm gonna.
Your attack Eigner. He had like 3 points left, so that was just
Ooh.
a matter of whoever sneezed on him
For
first.
sure, for sure.
I'm gonna walk over to him and gently set the orb down on the ground and grab both sides of the head and push them together so that it's complete again. Look into its open, dead eyes and say, "I give you a chance." And then I'm gonna use my thumbs to close the eyelids and
Wow.
then let us go and pick up the orb again.
Okay.
Damn. Wow. All right.
Okay,
So
and then picking up the orb again, you set down the orb, and then that feeling went away, and then you pick up that orb again, and you
I
get the
actually was kind of hoping that I would hold on to the high long enough to finish that moment, to still feel that sense of power before I pick up the orb again. Well, it starts dissipating as I pick it up again. That's kind of what I was.
Well, yeah, as you said, when you set it down and you let it go, it starts to dissipate. It starts to kind of crash out of your system.
Right.
And then
pick it up again in its full force.
Yeah, and then you pick it again in its full force, including that initial burst of that feeling that you had, that you almost feel like before, when you were saying what you said just now was peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said, that he should have run, was no longer a peaceful thought, but an aggressive thought. That you were warning him that he should have left, or he should leave now, and you were threatening him not just providing him an out.
When I pick up the orb too, as I'm standing up, I'm gonna look up and one of you guys decide whose eye I meet.
how about me?
All right, I'm gonna look up and just catch Eigner's eye, and just for a moment you see this look on Eridu's face of absolute hatred.
Wow.
And then there's sort of this twist in his features where it's he's fighting internally with something, and then I move my eyes towards the orb, and then my face takes on an expressionless mask again.
Wow. Well, Eigner was about to call the party together to book it to the altar, but he'll stop himself in the middle of his command and walk slowly over to Eridu and try and gently put a hand on his shoulder and just say, "My friend, I know the burden is great. Do you wish to have me hold the orb?"
No, we just need to get back fast, please.
Very well.
As fast as we can.
All right. Party,
Okay,
roll out.
Okay, so if you guys are you going on a run?
I think
Yeah.
so. I think
We're charging as fast as we can back to the
Okay.
altar.
Everybody give me one perception check instead of two, because you're running, but at disadvantage.
Wait. Well,
Again, I'm
okay.
gonna opt out. I'm gonna opt out on making the roll entirely.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I got 21.
I got a
And
6.
on disadvantage, you got 21?
Wait, you said only roll one?
No, roll with
One
disadvantage.
Perception check
All right, it's 20.
at disadvantage. 20?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nothing. It's pretty.
Fine, we're good.
It's pretty
Yeah.
calm and cool. You're the only one who apparently seems to. Everybody else is high in emotion and adrenaline. Even even Onn, who is coping with all of everybody else's emotions, is kind of just kind of a little thrown off a little bit. Except for Eigner, you have with your own experiences with one of these pearls of divinity and seeing Eridu, you're able to maintain focus because you understand the importance of what's going on with Eridu right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, you are the one, you lead the party back. Nothing, no problems. So you are now back at the temple and the altar.
All right. We're there.
So
Okay.
Eridu is standing in front of the altar, and staring at it, still holding the orb, and he's having a moment similar, not dissimilar to Eigner's, where he's not doing the thing that he should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's visibly shaking. Every part of him is tense. What are you guys gonna do?
Eigner is going to try with words first and say, "My friend, I know it's hard, but you must do what you must do. Please set it down."
I'm gonna turn and look at you and say, I have devoted my life, or at least the last 100 years, to studying traditions and the gods. And I understand now I do not study them so that I can be like them. I study them so that I can be them. Eigner, I can't have this power. I need your help.
Eridu, I will help you, whatever it is that you need.
Do this with me.
Very
And
well.
help me let go.
I will. So we'll both have two hands on the orb?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so
And
I'll reach
you
out.
can kind of even be like pushing
Yeah, definitely.
a little bit.
I'll come at it from above and just kind of like, okay, let's try to take it over here.
Yeah. And I give a little bit of resistance, but in the end, together we put the orb down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I don't remember if I described it thusly in the first one, but as you guys
did, yeah.
Yeah. I
set
think you
it
described
down, on the first one, it kind of like while you were still touching the first one, it was glowing a little bit as you put it down, and you set the second one down, and it has a similar but slightly stronger glow. Both of them do.
Mm.
The both of you feel are you touching the orb, Eigner, or are you touching Eridu's hands?
No, I'm touching the orb also.
Okay, so then you both feel as you're pressing it down, you feel this like you can tell that it's a you have shared the feeling, so it could have been more intense, but you feel this like surge of just domination, and it's very quick again, but as you put it down, that's how you feel, and then you let go, and it kind of all goes away, and it becomes, and when I say you come down, you don't come down like you come down off of a high. You kind of come back down to normal, and it's that same way that you had that, and like that you were able to understand the puzzles before, like better in retrospect. It was that same feeling that you had before, but with like this ability to dominate, but you could also tell that it was lessened because you were sharing that feeling with Eridu.
Interesting.
Oh, good.
I was just gonna say that Eigner takes a deep sigh and looks at Eridu and says, "I would be interested in trying to meditate with you right now. I feel like I need to clear my mind."
Looking at Eridu, like he's just exhausted, and tears are running down his face now, and he says, I will try to teach you, but I do not know how good of a teacher I can right now. Just sit with me.
Yes.
Sit with me and do nothing. That is all.
That is all. Onn,
Okay.
you must come sit with us and do nothing. Alton, you the same.
Alton will join the two of you. Alton and Domini will sit at his feet, like in front of him, and kind of rest a little bit.
Yeah, Eridu first just kind of like slumps down, and then after a few moments of like just being able to like breathe and let the emotions wash over him, he crosses his legs and just rests his hands palms up on his knees, closes his eyes, and just takes slow, steady breaths.
Okay.
So I think we can officially call it a short rest. I mean,
We can, in fact,
we need-
officially call it a short rest.
we need to rest it for a short while, and Eigner will definitely take advantage of the meditation. He's just simply too flustered and too tired to even
To even.
to even do anything else. I can't
Right.
even, guys.
Right.
I can't even. So he's gonna take that short rest and not necessarily spend any hit die.
I spent a hit die and I rolled a 1, but I did only need 2, so I'm
There you go.
close. But that's also all my hit dice spent, so a long rest at some point would be useful.
It'd be pretty chill.
You are you're kind of in the like mid-afternoon. It's probably like 2 or 3. So you have you should be
I
able
don't think a long rest.
right.
It's not prudent.
Yeah, it's not prudent. So basically probably aroundish the time that you do the third trial will be around the end of your day.
That's the idea.
Yep.
So yeah, we're just taking a moment at the temple and just psyching ourselves up for the third trial at this point.
Yep. Correct.
Alton, you worship Hooray? Is that the right turn of phrase to use, or are you simply an observer of her religious days and rituals?
I would say follower. We don't worship in the sense that that we believe the way that you all do, where there's this unyielding belief. There are principles by with which each goddess lives by and presents, and all teachings of the goddesses are valid. In the same way that in a court, if in an appeals, on a court for an appeals, there is where there are multiple judges, even the judges that are in the minority, their opinions still matter. You still listen to them, but the principles by with which you lead your life of the goddess that you follow is how you conduct your life, because you don't worship them. They are all ever present in ourselves.
Do you find yourself in conversation with them at all? During my journeys, I've heard a great many tales from many a person who now I consider to not necessarily be the best source of information. Some that I have spoken to, inside and outside of Twin Harbors, they've suggested that they are in contact with their deities, that perhaps they commune with them in some sense and are able to ask favors even.
No, we sometimes I find myself talking to Hooray, but not talking with. In the same way that you talk to yourself and you don't talk with yourself to work out a problem. I think of the questions that I would ask her if she were there, and use that time to reflect on on the teachings of the principals by with which she that she established, and attempt to answer for myself the interpretation. It helps me work out problems, but no, there's no conversation to be had. I've never heard her voice. That's why we follow, we don't believe.
Yeah, amongst my studies, I have come across similar situations in which it is not about the god carrying power as much as the belief. There are some who would doubt even the existence of some of the gods that we claim to be fact, because there's very few recent record of the gods interacting with humans, with not humans, but with us. There are plenty of stories of the gods and their interactions and creation and all of that, but this is the thing: they're stories. They're not recent history, and every single one of them can be doubted. But in doubting and asking yourself these questions, and in conversing and thinking about the solutions for problems in a way like this, we're finding the answers within ourselves. Well, this may be the gods and it may not be the gods, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that we are finding answers and we are asserting our own power.
Well said.
Yeah.
It took me a while to say it, but thank you.
I think sometimes the simple answer, or the best answer, is not the simple, quotable answer, but the one with which requires clear definition.
Yes.
Perhaps then we should not expect any intervening hand from Hooray, despite you being a follower. This is likely to be one where you will have more insight than the rest of us to the solution, but that we may still find equally as difficult to fulfill.
Yes. That may not even help, because these trials are not about the goddesses as much as they are about the people. And as you've seen, there is some correlation. There was, there was a puzzle for the goddess of life, and that wouldn't necessarily correspond to her way. One would assume that it would have been Hooray, being the goddess of wisdom, or goddess who reigns over wisdom, and so the trial is nothing more than just this sphere is the what's that word that I've heard you folks say, MacGuffin, if you will.
All right.
Yes,
by with which the trials are achievable. It is not itself the point. To learn the greater truths of our religion.
Well, I've never met a big folk to say MacGuffin, but if that is what we must do, then let us MacGuffin our way right through it.
In a bardic term.
Yes.
Those silly bards.
Alton and I had, or Eigner and I had several conversations about a MacGuffin. He would tell me about the use of them in his stories over and over and over.
You mean Akrim? That's what you meant.
You mean Akram?
What did I say?
You said Eigner.
You said
Don't
Eigner,
get me mixed up with him. We're so different.
You and I are still friends, and me and Akram are not.
And I'm alive, and he's dead.
Right.
I'm gonna give Onn a little bit of a wink when I say that.
Onn is going to look confused for a moment.
Not understanding the sarcasm at all.
Right.
Okay.
So is everyone
Yeah.
rested up?
I think we're
Yeah.
good. Carry on. I can't think of anything else I want to say.
Okay.
Onward to the third path, the new ray path.
Okay, onward to the new ray path. So, you head forth and you find that there are the third path doesn't have really any branches. It is a singular path, and it heads down towards the beach. And you go there, and you get to the beach, and that's it. You're just at the beach right now. There are no clues as to where you should be going this time.
Eigner will resist the temptation to take off his heavy boots and walk barefoot in the sand. He will resist the temptation.
Alton, you are a fisherman, and you follow which god is it again?
New ray.
New Ray.
New Ray.
Yeah, you follow New Ray out of that aspect of your life.
Mhm.
Would her teachings or anything that she is about play part in this kind of situation? Is this something where maybe we have to fish out whatever the orb may be?
No, but she would want us to consider the truth of the situation. As I said, it did seem odd to me that that Ferora was the one with which there was a puzzle.
Right.
Perhaps we are supposed to find the truth of the situation and find our way to this next trial.
Did you mention as well that New Ray, one of her domains was time?
Uh-huh.
Maybe we simply need to wait until some time passes, and a different, maybe, perhaps, the tide will roll out, and something will be revealed, but we can only see it if time passes.
Okay. Yes.
This is a very good observation. I second your perspective.
It feels right to me, but I've been wrong plenty of times in my life, and this could easily be another situation.
Okay. Is there, while you are waiting, is there anything that you would like? Are you just going to sit there and wait? Are you going to, like, go swimming? Are you going to try to inspect the area? Are you going to...
Definitely, Eigner at least will be inspecting the area. He'll just kind of, like, make a, you know, however long the beach is, he'll just go a ways this way, go a ways this way. He'll be checking under random rocks, you know, trying to get an idea of, like, what kinds of sea life are around.
Eridu, so my short rest has upped my key points again. My tattoos have returned. Eridu is going to wade into the water about to his waist level, and then just sit there and swirl the water between his fingers and, like, manipulate it a little bit here and there, kind of manipulate the wind to change the, you know, little ripples here and there, and just kind of just sort of lose himself in that.
Okay.
Onn is going to observe these two doing very practical things, and after a few minutes of seeing what they're doing, decide to just stand in one spot and use mold earth to just dig in one spot, just 5 feet down every 6 seconds, and just keep digging.
Make a sandcastle on. We're at the beach, dude. We're having a beach party. Make a sandcastle.
Right. Okay. as you are, which way are you gonna head first, east or west? Where I apologize. Yeah, we are on you're on kind of the north side of the island,
Mhm.
or the water's running east-west. Are you gonna go east first or west first?
I'll go west first, a little ways.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go out of eyesight of my homies or
Okay.
anything like that.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
An investigation, yo.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fat 5, dude. I'm
I
investigating.
don't see anything
so
that
good.
kind of really indicates to you that there's anything in this direction.
Okay.
You're gonna head eastward?
Yeah, well, I'll just head back to where the party is and kind of like hang with them for a minute and just see how much time has passed. And then eventually try.
20 minutes or so.
Okay, well, I'll try out an investigation check in the other direction for a little bit.
Eridu has used his water whip to catch a fish and then let it go back out.
There you go. I got a 17 in the other direction.
Okay, there you go. You notice these you notice subtle disturbances that don't seem to have any purpose, but they don't clearly belong.
Are you talking about in the water?
No, in the like in the sand and in the like rocks and whatnot. Just like there's some disturbances that have no purpose. They're like kind of like, maybe like there are some footprints and then there are some like random lines or whatever, and some rocks are out of place. Maybe there's some blah blah blah. It's just like, it's almost as if somebody's like trying to make it seem like there's something there, but they're obviously not. It's obviously like a red herring.
Okay. So it smells like a trap, kinda?
No,
Like,
not a trap. Just like you're like almost as if like there's like some kids that were playing at who are playing at these trials that didn't understand the complexity of them, just that that it was that they were mimicking it.
mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, I'll go ahead and go back and grab the other guys and bring them back over here and just see if they can make anything more of it.
Okay. You guys head in that direction?
Yeah. I'll say there's...
Okay.
It looks like there's something over here.
I'm
Okay.
totally sorry. I got distracted by the chat.
Understandable.
Yeah, what On and Eridu will be able to make are more bad beach puns. That's what we'll be able to
Is
make
that
when
what
you
you
clean
guys
up.
are doing?
That is exactly what we're doing. It's wonderful. All right.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So, sorry,
Beach and
you found
tan.
weird marks in the sand.
Disturbances in the sand that don't add up entirely. It looks like there's something that went on here. And it's not a beach ball.
Or anyone's beaching body.
Yeah, well, I will head on over to look at the weird marks in the sand.
Yeah.
Check
Yeah,
this
I
out.
suppose I will come as well.
Perhaps an investigation check? You guys have better intelligence than I do, just saying.
Yeah, you know what? I will.
Eigner, that is a very weird way to ask us to look around.
Look, I just think you guys are so smart, and you may as well use those brains for something instead of playing around with that beach ball.
I've got a better bonus to my intimidation than investigation. Can I scare the sand into giving up its secrets?
You can certainly try.
Might be a good call, dude. Might be a good call.
No, I'll investigate around. So I will.
I'll assist, so that way I don't need to make a roll.
There you go.
You can make
Okay.
it go with advantage.
So the thing that I'm going to be doing is utilizing mold earth. Again, I'm going to be shifting sand around the sand that's got the weird markings and lines and things.
Yeah.
Out the way a little bit, so this bit's a little bit raised up, and then just sort of check around, see if this is like some sand.
I feel like Eridu's assist is just like, I'm now going to start digging at sand too. What am I doing to assist in this moment?
I mean, I would
just-
say you're like
on a
you're
rock.
keeping an eye out and saying, "Hey, like hold on," and you're kind of like helping to guide on.
Rubbing his shoulders, like,
Yeah.
you got this.
You got this, dude. I believe in you, dude.
seeing if it's on
You
top of a
mold,
rock or
mold
anything.
that earth.
Yeah. Oh, for the love of!
Oh no.
I got a 1 and a 7, so that's a 9 total with the advantage.
Killing it.
What happens when you have somebody aggressively rubbing your shoulders while you're trying to cast a
Right.
spell?
Yeah, it's like
Not much of an assist.
Eridu's pretty good at rubbing like giving massages. So
It's a little distracting. Yeah.
you gain no new information, just that it is because you dug up the earth, you can very clearly see that there are no disturbances below the earth. But it's just like I said, it's as if kids are playing at like like when kids play at being tough when they're playing sports. Like they're trying it out. They're like they're trying to look like stare down the pitcher, or whenever they're playing. I guess baseball isn't a great example, but for Drew.
Wait, so
but,
are you saying that there was like literally kids playing here? That's what we can
no.
tell, or,
There's
like...
the aftermath of it. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very clear
Well, that
that
that's what I was
to
asking.
you, that is how it looks like to you is that because there seems to be no pattern, just that there are disturbances, that as if in the same way that you would assume that children are playing with this area and using it as a tool of practicing being an adult and going through these trials.
Okay.
But it's pretty precise, like that. It's precise in the way that they're playing. I'll give you that much for the 17.
Is there a way that we can recreate these motions that are tracked in the sand?
Give me a nature check.
Boom! That will be a 17. Wait. Oh, yeah, no, it's good. That's 17. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you look at it and you start to look at it more clearly, and you see that it is very everything with based on the arrangement and the shallowness of it, and then just kind of like the way that the footprints seem. You didn't really notice the footprints before, like how big or small they were, just that that they were there. These are not children; these are adults, who are not necessarily by foot size, because you wouldn't know the foot size of halflings, but just by.
I could use Alton's foot.
Yeah,
Alton,
you can use them.
come here.
I was gonna say
Come
they're not children, but they look like children.
Put your
Children
foot right here.
Put your foot right there. Yeah. So you can see that it is you can see by weight distribution that they are adults, and that they are even though it looks there seems to be a pattern of chaos.
Pattern of chaos. Okay. Do I feel like I could order around my comrades and recreate the pattern at all? Or does it look like it's just too complicated?
You could, but you wouldn't gain anything new out of it, because it's not like there's a design.
Ah.
It's like you're going, okay, well, they're very clearly intentionally making it like look like they're that it's a bad job. Like there's that one singer, there's the YouTube singer for a while that like sung terribly, but she knew how to hit the keys incorrectly, the right keys incorrectly,
It's the
to
difference
make
between
it enjoyably bad.
it's the difference between like just having fun but like being bad at something,
Yeah,
or knowing what you're doing and so your terribleness is intentional.
correct.
Okay, well, I still don't know exactly what to make of the situation, so I'll tell my comrades.
Oh,
Oh,
could could I use Mold Earth to smooth it all out?
yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, so that way. Are you saying so that way to basically move everything off of?
To just make it
Yeah, 'cause-
pristine again. Just
yeah,
make it
because
completely
this is
flat.
just shapes in the sand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's like rocks on it, and there's like it's all mussed up and stuff like that. Yeah. Now, do you want to smooth it, or do you want to remove it sand from, like, do you want to dig into the sand on top of that area?
I want to smooth it out. I want to make it nice and pristine.
Okay. You make it nice and pristine, and it doesn't. It looks like pristine. I'm assuming you've removed the rocks and whatnot from the area,
Yeah.
and it looks like pristine sand, except for it's now dug out around this area. Like it's like this like moat in the middle of this like pristine sand.
That's certainly more aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to agree on.
I was hoping, I must confess, my comrades, that I was hoping that this would just gain the attentions of whatever all-seeing benefactor is overlooking this, and that this would be the answer to the problem. It appears not.
I'm afraid some more sleuthing will have to happen before we find anything like an answer.
Perhaps waiting just
Eridu is going to set himself into one of his forms and say, "What are our masters? What are the things we are good at?" And he is going to move into the next part of that form and intentionally like set his feet at the wrong angle.
Okay.
Oh.
What do we do when we take the things that we know and are passionate about and are masters of, and then we know how to break the rules for those things? And then he is going to perform a kind of complicated flip kick maneuver with the same precision that he would have had he set his feet properly. And then he's going to land land incorrect. But still going, through our own masters, we can learn how to break the rules that we were taught to follow, because we understand why the rules exist in the first place and understand the changes that must be made in order to get the desired results. These marks were not accidental. These people knew what it was that they were doing, but they made it look as if it was something unintentional.
So when you land, this is soft sand, mind you, but it feels like whenever you land on wet sand.
Ooh, interesting. So it's very compact.
Yeah, it's a much heavier thud than you were anticipating.
I'm going to drop down and like feel the sand, and then look it on and say, "Dig here. There might be something here."
all right. Yes. Quite. Are you sure that we shouldn't also perform some sort of wrong maneuver, perhaps?
How about you dig wrong?
Eigner would not stoop to doing a maneuver wrong. He would not stoop to that level.
Is he saying that out loud, or is he just thinking?
No, he's just thinking it. He's
Okay.
thinking like, I only do my maneuvers right, god damn it.
I genuinely think that Onn would find this a really difficult thing to get his head around. Like do it, but do it wrong. Like why would you do such a thing? Okay. All right.
Dig it.
I'm gonna attempt to use move Earth, but I'm going to pile bits of Earth on top of the bit that I wanted to dig in the first place, and just look at Eridu after the first few like heapfuls that go on it, as if to go like this.
So what you're doing is you're digging from around one point and piling them up.
Yes.
I'm gonna just shrug and say you're doing. I'm not sure, but you're doing something.
Just a cut like 3 inches deep, as it's digging up, it comes up with a slab of stone. And it. Would you like to? What would you like to do? Like, so you see these slabs of stone, and you're kind of seeing. It's very well polished, and it has what did you do it in the middle, or did you do this in like a side?
So whatever part that Eridu pointed out to Onn would have just taken just like the few inches around, and started piling on top there.
So where did you land?
So instead of like digging in the spot that I said, you're kind of digging around that spot and piling stuff onto that
Yes,
spot.
that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Where did you land, Eridu?
Where did I land?
Yeah,
I don't know. How to
like in the
answer that.
middle, in the edge.
Of the stone slab, like of the
Yeah. The
that-
area that you dug around.
That is probably a question you have an answer better than I do, but I'm gonna say probably like side, but not quite on the edge, but in the space where it felt like solid compact earth. I didn't get a feel the difference.
Well, I'm talking about so you guys dug around it, right?
All right, so
Well, anyways,
yeah, thank you for joining us. Next week we will figure out what this slab stone is and what it means.
yes. Thank you for joining us on Roll for Mischief. Next week, 12 o'clock Pacific time, we'll see what goes on with the.
And J.J. Abrams will be in the chat.
J.J. Abrams will be in the chat for
I can't
sure.
promise that. Don't take me up.
I
on
mean,
it.
he might be there. You don't know. You don't know. But we'll conclude Trust Falls, and we'll get going with this story. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Bye.